Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Banachari Yamunatira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Om Vijupad Paramahamsa Paribhaj Jakacharya Ashatara Sata Sri Srimant His Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Om Vijupad Paramahamsa Paribhaj Jakacharya Ashatara Sata Sri Srimant His Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्यामा कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय, मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, श्रीमती तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय। श्री श्री गौनिताई की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ सुभद्रा बलदेव की जय। गौरा प्रेमानंदी। All glories to the Samadhivatis, all glories to the Samadhivatis, all glories to the Samadhivatis, all glories to Sri Guru Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Sri Sri Gaurnitai ki jai, Sri Sri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev ki jai, Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam from the fourth skanda, 25th chapter, sloka number 36. Dishtya agata asi badram te gramyan kaman abhipsase udvahishyami tan te aham sabandhubhihi arimdama dishyagatosi badram te gramyan kaman abhipsase udvahishyami tamsteham sabandhubhirarindama dishyagatosi badram te gramyan kaman abhipsase udvahishyami tamsteham swabandhubhirarindama dishyagatosi badram te gramyan kaman abhipsase udvahishyami tamsteham sabandhubhirarindama. Hare Krishna. Any Vaishnavis? Dishtya, fortunately for me, agata asi, you have come here, Bhadram, all auspiciousness, te, unto you, gramyan, sensual, kaman, desired enjoyable objects, abhipsase, you want to enjoy, udvahishyami, I shall supply, tan, all of them, te, unto you, aham, I, swabandhubhihi, with all my friends, arimdama, O killer of the enemy. Translation, O killer of the enemy, you have somehow or other come here. This is certainly great fortune for me. I wish all the special things for you. You have a great desire to satisfy your senses, and all my friends and I shall try our best in all respects to fulfill your desires. Please repeat. O killer of the enemy, you have somehow or other come here. This is certainly great fortune for me. I wish all the special things for you. You have a great desire to satisfy your senses, and all my friends and I shall try our best in all respects to fulfill your desires. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The living entity comes down into this material world for sense gratification, and his intelligence, represented by the woman, gives him the proper direction by which he can satisfy his senses to their best capacity. In actuality, however, intelligence comes from the Supersoul, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it gives full facility to the living entity who has come down to this material world. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 41st sloka, Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana bahushaka hyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Those who are on the spiritual path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. When a devotee is advancing towards spiritual realization, his only aim is the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He does not care for any other material or spiritual activity. King Puranjana represents the ordinary living entity, and the woman represents the ordinary living entity's intelligence. Combined, the living entity enjoys his material senses, and the intelligence supplies all paraphernalia for his enjoyment. As soon as he enters the human form, the living entity is entrapped by a family tradition, nationality, customs, etc. These are all supplied by the Maya of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, the living entity, under the bodily conception of life, utilizes his intelligence to his best capacity in order to satisfy his senses. Om Jnana Timidandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Where we are reading this Srimad Bhagavatam, 25th chapter, entitled The Characteristics of King Puranjana. The one who is speaking this sloka is a woman who happens to meet King Puranjana. Both of them are wandering in this material world, and it happens that King Puranjana are traveling on the southern side of the Himalayas, went into a beautiful city, and just outside the city, beautiful garden, and in that garden, a beautiful lady was just roaming here and there, apparently without any fixed goal. And King Puranjana becomes attracted to that lady. What is she doing here? Such a remote place, nobody else is there. So he is attracted by the beauty and the intention of this young lady, and he is asking from her that what is your name, who is your father and mother, from where you are coming, what is your purpose coming here, and so on. Different questions that is aiming at catching the attention of this young lady. He is attracted by her, and he just wants to associate with her in this manner. And the young lady is appearing very innocent looking, smiling with a great shyness. She is not looking directly at King Puranjana. She is just speaking sweet words that I do not know I have no idea who is my father, mother. I have no idea. And I just happen to be here. And my friends are here to protect me, and they are 11, and along with their wives. So I'm accompanied in this way by all my friends. And so that is the dialogue going on. In this dialogue, which is um, an image or a story, not ordinary story, like in a novel, but it has a lesson. The lesson which is indicated is that King Puranjana is ordinary living entity in this material world. And as Prabhupada writes in the purport, all souls situated in this material world, their one object is sense gratification. So King Puranjana is an example, ideal example, of a person who has come to this material world and he wants to enjoy this world. By meeting this young woman, immediately he becomes enlivened and he is talking to her in this way. And who is that woman? She is intelligence. Intelligence is also described in the Vedic literature as a part of the subtle body of the living entity. So this meeting is not ordinary meeting. It is the meeting between the soul, living entity, who is just wondering what to do in this life, and the intelligence. The dialogue is in this way between the living entity and the intelligence. They are not combined together as yet. They are just talking to each other so that eventually they may come together. So that is the position of the conditioned soul. The conditioned soul is not alone in this material world. It has a body, a gross body, constituted of 5 gross elements. And it has also a subtle body, constituted of 3, that is mind, intelligence, and ego, false ego. And also, he is having this body, he is not dull, it is under activation, and 10 senses are constituting this body. These 10 senses are helping the living entity or the soul to move here and there, to explore, and to enjoy the world. 5 senses to acquire knowledge, and 5 senses to move around and to come in contact with the objects of the senses. So in the philosophy of Sankhya, by Kapila Muni, and this analysis is given. It is very important to understand who we are. I am not alone. I have so many instruments at my disposal, and apparently I can use these instruments as I like. That is the condition of the souls in this material world. They have this body, mind, intelligence, and they want to use this to enjoy the material world. So that is the story given by Narada Muni to King Prachina Barishat, so that King Prachina Barishat may understand what to do in life, what should be the goal of life. So Narada Muni is, in this way, giving a lesson to King Prachina Barishat, indirectly telling the story of King Puranjana. So in this sloka, the intelligence, that young woman is talking to King Puranjana. She is addressing here as Arindama. Arindama means one who subdues his enemies. Because King Puranjana introduced himself as a hero, as a king, hero. Very strong personality, very powerful. This is how he has introduced himself to this young lady to catch her attention. So it is quite somewhat humorous that King Puranjana should be addressed as Arindama, because who is the enemy? The king may think that these are all my enemies. They are near my kingdom. Anytime they want to invade this kingdom, and even in the kingdom itself, I have opposition parties there. They are also my enemies. So I should show my strength. And the intelligence is acknowledging, yes, you are Arindama, you are very strong, you can kill your own enemies. But actually, that is the conditioned state of existence. We are thinking we have friends and we have also enemies. But that is only illusion. King Puranjana is not Arindama. On the contrary, he is a slave of his own enemies. Who are the enemy? We have the answer very clearly stated by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. It is very enlightening to side by side reading the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita to give the proper understanding, especially in this story. The real enemy, Lord Krishna says, lust, karma. Karma isha, krodha isha, rajoguna samudbhava. This karma, lust, and greed that transforms into anger. These are the real enemies of mankind or womankind. If a person can subdue his lusty propensity, he is a real Arindama. From the spiritual angle, he becomes glorious as a subduer of his senses, lust, and his enemies, such as including greed and anger. That is not the case of King Puranjana. Now he is trying to understand. Similarly, King Prachina Barishat also will try to understand what is the meaning of this story. So this is the real enemy, lust. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna explains what is buddhi. In the conditioned state of life, we have our buddhi, intelligence, we have our mind, ego, we have the senses, just like sense of hearing, sense of touch, sense of smell, no? Sense of sight, and so on. So these senses are part of our bodily constitution, and if we do not have spiritual knowledge, if we are ordinary conditioned souls, then we shall utilize these assets for material enjoyment. And that is not the welfare, that is not the ultimate welfare of the living deity. There is preya and sreya. Preya means immediate enjoyment. I see a beautiful thing on the horizon. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, I like it very much. I hear some nice musical sound. Oh, I'm also attracted. Oh, there's such beautiful music, beautiful voice. So this is called prayer, immediate attraction from the material senses to a material object. This is not permanent. It's just some temporary attraction. How long the sound will last, how long my vision will see this beautiful thing, then I turn this way, this is completely different. Every moment, every day, we are experiencing different things. So all these experiences are temporary. So that is one type of life. Every day, trying to enjoy the senses along with the mind and intelligence. The mind and intelligence is a reservoir of desires, material desires for enjoyment. Since time immemorial, we have been carrying this desire, life after life. And now we have come to this human life. Still the desires are there. And they will not stop. Even old age also. Old people, you may think that now they are satisfied with their sense enjoyment throughout life. They try to enjoy. Now they have become old and they try to be little peaceful. They are not hankering for any more enjoyment. No. There is an anecdote in this regard that in a famous Persian kingdom, there was a conversation between the king and his prime minister. The conversation was on the subject matter of sense enjoyment. And the king was telling the prime minister that, you see, when you become old, then you forget sense enjoyment. You are not attracted anymore to this material world. You forget all this. The prime minister is replying to that. My dear sir, you are wrong. Old men also, they also still try their best to enjoy their senses. No, king, no. All men, no, they are satisfied with their life. They forget sense enjoyment. But the prime minister did not agree. Anyway, the question could not be solved at that time. After 1 or 2 days, prime minister coming back to the king. Oh, king, please come immediately. One dying man is nearby in his house. He is going to die at any moment. Don't come alone. You bring your young daughter along with you. So the king was surprised to hear this. Okay, I'll come. He is taking his young daughter. He goes to the house, and there, opening the door in the room, that dying man is lying on the bed. He's sitting on the bed. And the king enters the room, followed by his young daughter. And this dying fellow on the bed, he is just looking at the young daughter. The king is such an important person, he should look at the king. But this dying person is looking at the daughter only. So the king was surprised. Then after this meeting, they had again prime minister, the king again. Then prime minister said, did you observe carefully what this dying man did? Then the king understood. Yes, you are right. You are right. That dying man only looking after my daughter. So what you say is correct. So that was the story like that, which I heard from His Holiness Achyutananda Swami. So we understand that throughout our life, in the conditioned state of life. We are simply busy trying to enjoy our senses up to the last moment of life, never being satisfied, hankering always again and again after these so-called pleasures. What Srila Prabhupada says in the commentary to this sloka 241. A strong faith that by Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest perfection of life is called Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Saddha Sabde Vishwas Kore Sudrida Niskay Krishna Bhakti Kole Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. That is strong faith. So if we can develop this strong faith in Krishna, that by following Krishna consciousness, serving Lord Krishna with our mind, intelligence, and senses constantly, if we have faith that by doing so, all our duties will be fulfilled. There is nothing else to be done in this world, and we shall be happy doing so forever. That faith is called Krishna consciousness, and that is called Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. That is one type of intelligence. But as quoted, Bahu Saka Yanantascha Buddhayo Vyasayanam. If we do not develop that one-pointedness in our intelligence, then our intelligence will be many-branched, splayed intelligence. Just like we are advising our children going to school, be concentrated on your studies. But the child may listen, may not listen. He may have so many other interests. He has to eat, he has to sleep, he is playing with his friends, and the game, if he has a mobile, now mobile games are there. Recently I came to know the children, they spend in average 2 to 4 hours of their time daily in busy with their mobile, especially games, not for study. So that diversion of intelligence is there. So it is up to us either to follow this Vyavasayatmika Buddhi or this other one, which is splayed, Buddhayo Vyavasayanam, splayed intelligence, many-branched intelligence. By following the first one, we go to the ultimate destination. It is one. Just like if you want to go by ship from Europe to America, you have to be very careful in maneuvering your ship. If the ship deviates 1%, then you may go to South America. You want to go to New York, but you go to South America. So much waste of time. You have to be well directed from beginning, or at least not from the beginning, at least midway. At least midway, you should correct the trajectory of your ship, and so that you can reach destination without any problem. But if we are not doing this, then we may go anywhere. That is the fate of the conditioned soul. So, faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to the material world with obligations to family traditions, humanity, or nationality. These are duties of this material world, but we should be situated in our spiritual position beyond this world. In this way, serving Lord Krishna and the spiritual master, whatever may be the duties of the material world, they are not so important. There should be some, we have to use our intelligence to discriminate what is essential and what is unessential, what is secondary, what is primary, what is secondary. The primary is to develop Krishna consciousness. Serving Lord Krishna in our life will all our activities, whatever we possess, body, mind, soul, everything should be engaged in the service of the Lord and the spiritual master. And what is secondary? Maybe some secondary duty, family members, sometimes we may have to spend little time, but that should not be the primary goal. So in this way, we have to use our intelligence so that we may not be diverted towards these material engagements unnecessarily. The resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabhaha. A person in Krishna consciousness is the rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudeva or Krishna is the root of all manifested causes. As by watering the root of a tree, one automatically distributes water to the leaves and branches, so by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can render the highest service to everyone, namely self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. So especially in this particular sloka of Bhagavad Gita, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has commented that we should serve the spiritual master with this one-pointed attention, not diverting our intelligence towards other things. And Srila Prabhupada gave this comment of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, reflecting on his own conduct. Srila Prabhupada took sannyas. At the beginning, he was considering, how can I take sannyas ashram? My family members are there, wife, children, they are young, they need my support. And I'm engaged in this business activity. Of course, at that time, Prabhupada also was writing articles for a magazine. But Prabhupada was thinking, how is it possible? But when he got in a dream, his spiritual master came and told him that you have this mission in life I have given you. You must take sannyas for that purpose, giving up all other engagements. So Srila Prabhupada was very much impressed by this dream. You can dream so many things in the night, may not be so important. But when you dream of your spiritual master who is giving you instruction in a dream, that is not false. That is a reality. Prabhupada understood this is the reality. I have to take sannyas. And his god brother, Keshav Maharaj, invited him immediately, come and take sannyas in this way. So the Prabhupada gave up everything and simply engaged his intelligence and whatever he had, money, 40 rupees only, and whatever he was translating, 3 books, commentaries on the Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, whatever he had, he engaged in the service of Lord Krishna and his spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, to establish the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the example that Srila Prabhupada gave us to be resolute in purpose. But here, this intelligence in the shape of a young woman, she is also intelligent, but that is the other side. That is a Maya Buddhi. That is also Krishna's property, because Krishna says that I am the proprietor of all these elements, Nalo Vayu Kamano Buddhi Revacha, Ahankaraiti Yamme, Bhinna Prakriti Rashtadha. So these are also Krishna's property, intelligence, whatsoever it may be, maybe to enjoy Maya or to engage in Krishna consciousness. This intelligence, either material or purified intelligence, this is Lord Krishna's property. So we are using Krishna's property, but those who are not conscious of this, they will use this intelligence. This is my property. I am born like this, in this family, this country, and I've gone to school, I got this degree, I have developed knowledge, so I'm quite capable to go anywhere in the world and be a famous member of this human society in this way. So we are using what we call our intelligence, but actually this is Krishna's intelligence. We should understand, it doesn't belong to me, belongs to Krishna. That is Lord Krishna's statement in the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, should be engaged only in the service of Krishna. So already time is... So as in this sloka, speaking about the commentary given by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he is quoting his own composition. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya prasadan nagati kutopi, dhyayan stuvan stasya yasastri sandhyam, vande guru sri charana ravindam. By satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. And by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. I should therefore meditate and pray for his mercy 3 times a day and offer my respectful obeisances unto him, my spiritual master. The whole process depends on perfect knowledge of the soul, beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically, but practically, when there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitive activities. One who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of fruitive acts. So that is the lesson we derive from the story of King Puranjana, narrated by Narada Muni, and teachings of Lord Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, how to approach intelligence, not by something that we can possess. Why don't we associate, you be mine, you be my wife, you be my girlfriend, whatever, and let us enjoy together. That is a conditioned life. That is that life that will take us to the lower state of consciousness, to the hellish regions. And by considering Buddhi is our own. We can use our Buddhi, but should be used only in the service of Krishna and the spiritual master. So that is the perfection. If we can do this by developing knowledge, hearing the words, instructions of the spiritual master, hearing the instructions of Lord Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita and Narada Muni from Srimad Bhagavatam, together absorbing these teachings and deciding that from now onwards I will use this intelligence as a powerful tool for advancing in Krishna consciousness. So if we can do this, then our life will become sublime and we shall be happy forever. Hare Krishna. Any other questions or comments?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, now actually Vanaprastha means it is after 50 years, one has to become Vanaprastha. But now the situation in the society is that they retire. Generally people are, if they are employees, they are retiring about 57, 58, 60 like that. After retirement, they will go home. And previously they used to go to forest and or they used to do spiritual activities. Now at present situation, they after retirement they'll go home and they'll live together forever. That's all, until their death. So what is the solution for that, Prabhuji? Actually, they are not understanding. There is no situation where they can go to forest or they can go to spiritual situations and all those things, Prabhuji. So mostly, how they can proceed, Prabhuji?
As you say, yes, but the situation is that those who become old, they retire from active life, from their professional life. They stay at home or they may go to some other places in traveling. That's like one doctor told his patient, I give you 3 months of life. You cannot live more than 3 months. Your life is finished within 3 months. So that man, patient, he thought that, what shall I do in 3 months? Then he purchased a plane ticket, whole world ticket for 3 months like this. He said, now I will enjoy seeing the whole world. So there are many people are like that. They want to, whatever time they are left in life, they want to spend their time in enjoying, either this way or that way. So when we approach such people, when they are young, they say, no, I don't have any time for reading Bhagavad Gita or come to the temple. I'm very busy. Later in my life, I will think over it. Then I will have some time. Then I can study Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Later in my life. So when they are young, they don't have any time. How long they will stay? I can cross the road, some car will come, my life is finished. I may be 10 years old, 20 years old. Nobody knows at what time is going to leave this body. There is no surety about that. So people are in ignorance. They are born in ignorance and they want to spend their life in ignorance without understanding the value of human life. The value of human life. It is not meant for that. It is meant to develop the supreme perfection of Krishna consciousness. So somehow we have to convince people by having this Sankirtan, see everywhere throughout the city, Sankirtan should be there morning or evening, so that people, by hearing the sound vibration, they may think about Hare Krishna. Some of them will be interested to come to the temple. When they come to the temple, then they will see the beautiful deity. Oh, I've never seen such beautiful form of the Lord. I've never seen. somebody was telling me, Swamiji or Prabhuji, when I come to the temple, I forget everything else. I'm just immersed in the beauty of the deities. So that is very good. But as soon as he leaves the temple again, he's engaged in material activities. When in the life of Ramanujacharya, there's an anecdote. One of his disciples was Ramanujacharya saw him with an umbrella. With the umbrella, he was protecting his wife. No, they were walking together, side by side, and he was carrying the umbrella in order to avoid the sunlight. He was so much. He was very, very tenderly, lovingly protecting his wife from the sunstroke. And Ramanujacharya saw this. He thought, oh, this is too much. What my disciple is doing. So much attracted to his wife, so much in love with his wife. What will happen to my disciple at the end? So he approached his disciple. He said to him that, you come with me. You come with me. And they went to the temple, Sri Rangam, and so he took his disciple along with his wife together in front of the deity of Sri Rangam, Rangachetra. And Ramanujacharya told him, you please see carefully how this beautiful deity, beautiful. And the disciple agreed. He understood, oh, this is very beautiful, very beautiful. So that was how Ramanujacharya, in this way, from a practical angle, he could convince his disciple that there is something higher in life. Lord Krishna is the most beautiful, most beautiful. When Achyutananda Swami was giving lecture in Bangalore, he heard the chief guest, I don't want to mention his name, the chief guest who was giving introductory speech at that program held in Bangalore. And he glorified Bhagavan. That is very well known in Bangalore, so-called Bhagavan. So the speech was over in 20 minutes time. And then Achyutananda Swami started his lecture. He described what are the qualities of Bhagavan. That was part of his lecture at the beginning. We are talking about Bhagavan. Somebody talked about Bhagavan. What are the qualities of Bhagavan? The quality is he is supreme in all qualities. What are these qualities? He has supreme power. He has supreme intelligence, supreme knowledge. He has supreme dominion, supreme property, and he has supreme beauty. Then Achyutananda Swami says, Lord Krishna is the most beautiful. If you can appreciate Krishna's beauty, then you will give up, you will forget all the other so-called beauties of this world. And here nearby from here, someone is calling himself Bhagavan. So my question is that if he is Bhagavan, why is he so ugly? In the audience, everybody became stunned. Nobody could react in any manner, completely like paralyzed in their seat. And the chief guest, within 2-3 seconds, he just left the place. He left the hall. So then, after 1 or 2 minutes of silence, one person got up, started to clap. Then second, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, 100 started to clap at this. They had never heard this powerful preaching. We have to understand who is Krishna. We have to understand our position. What is our position in front of Lord Krishna? We are so proud. We are so ignorant. So they had never heard such preaching from a sannyasi, especially American sannyasi. They could not imagine that such a sannyasi could speak so boldly. And that was Prabhupada's instruction to Achyutananda Swami. You preach boldly, you will be benefited, and your audience will be benefited. So in this way, Hare Krishna.
I had a question connected to his question. Prabhu, in Pune, some of our elderly members of the community who are like 60, 65 years old, now some of them are expressing desire to come into the temple and stay in the ashram with the brahmacharis. They want to be vanaprasthas. So I am trying to look into Prabhupada's conversation and all, whether in Prabhupada times, if somebody wanted to join as a vanaprastha, Prabhupada encouraged to come and live in the temple ashram. I wanted to hear from you.
Yes. Prabhupada encouraged everybody to join ISKCON, either young or older. Prabhupada did not differentiate because this is opportunity. If we miss this opportunity, where is the chance to again have opportunity? It may come, it may take thousands of lifetimes. Urgency. Huh? More urgent, more necessary. Yes, somebody else.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Just I would be like to speak in Hindi. I am comfortable in that. So can I?
Yeah, somebody can translate because I will not be able to understand.
No, I will try. Actually, this Bhagavad Gita is written in Vapar Yuga. So I can understand that in that time Arindama is there. But today Kali Yuga is going on. Is any Arindama existing now? Because everyone is doing mistakes. Yeah. They know that we are committing mistakes. But वो catch नहीं कर रहे कि जैसे हम when we are I am telling that you are doing mistakes. Oh no, I am not doing any mistake. So how can I forgive him? And how can I recognize who is my good friend and my enemy?
Arjuna also was Arindama, but Lord Krishna spoke to Arjuna in such a way that who is the real enemy? Mahasano Mahapadma Vidyenam Iha Vairinam Kamaisha Krodaisha Rajoguna Samudbhava Mahasano Mahapadma in this way. Mahasano Mahapadma. So the main enemy of mankind is the lust, anger, greed. These are the internal enemies. And a person, I was just explaining Anandamaya. Anandamaya, first of all, as a human being, he should know who is the enemy and how to be Arindama, how to become a hero. So one who is a hero, he will understand who is the enemy. Enemy is lust, anger, greed. These are the enemies. And they will take me to hell if I am not trying to fight against this enemy from beginning. Krishna says, from the very beginning, you fight against these enemies. Then you become really speaking Arindama. So Arjuna was Kshatriya. Enemies are there, left and right. All the Kauravas are there. They are enemies. That also he has to fight. But he should understand the enemy within. So there is the Bhagavad Gita is instructing us about how to fight these internal enemies. Hare Krishna. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.